What's going on, everybody? It's been a little over a week since the last episode, so I thought I'd dive back in kind of with a weird twist on today's episode. A lot of you guys that know me and know me from New Jersey know the guy sitting to my right, your left, or however the fuck it looks on television. Him and I worked together for about 2.5 years in my previous unit. He still works there. And him and I have gotten into a couple of drunken disasters, I think.
There's been quite a few. We've turned around and left the golf course pretty fucking schwacked.
Well, and then there was that one time where I was in my kitchen and I could barely sit in a chair.
Well, yes, you turned into a fucking chameleon. Your eyes went this way, that way, and I looked at Tiger and was like,
So, Ty is been a friend since I was active here. I was a chief when Ty was working QA. That's a long time ago now.
About 6 years ago?
Yeah, about 5 or 6. I think I got here in 19. We're going on 6.
Yep.
And over that time, not only were we colleagues working together, but we've become pretty good friends. And up until about a year ago, we were working hand in hand with each other every single day, and that in and of itself was so much fun, but so goddamn frustrating.
Oh, it was great having you there. And once you leave, you definitely know you left, because now no one's walking the hallways and asking, "Hey, what are you doing today, fag? Friggin', what's your game plan for today?" and all this other stuff. Plus, again, like I was telling you earlier, you're the only guy I know that can still make a deox and not even be associated with the unit.
Yeah, for some of you guys that don't know that aren't Air Force, they do an annual climate survey for each unit. And I have been out of my old unit for almost a year. It'll be a year next month. And about 4 or 6 months ago, Amanda called me in the office and said, "Hey, Ronnie, I gotta have you look at this." And I was like, "Sir, what is it?" And he says, "Just come here, take a look at this." So the DEOX is the climate survey, and it said, and I'll quote it, "Mr. Killen is an entitled asshole. Thank God he's no longer in the unit." He looks at me and he goes, "You must have done something right because somebody still hates your guts."
I was actually disappointed when it came out because my name wasn't associated with it this time. I
That's
started
fair.
failing. So
2 years ago, Ty and I were in there together. Like, Mr. Grindle's an asshole, but not as bad as Mr. Killen. Or it was the other way around. Mr. Killen's an asshole, but not as bad as Mr. Grindle. So, listen, what are you going to do? You hold people to a standard and they get pissed off about it. You don't hold them to a standard, they get pissed off about it. But one of the reasons I brought Ty over, he's a good conversation. He's funny. He's got like the dry wit and sense of humor, but he's also been like a guinea pig when it comes to testing some of these bourbons that we do. I'm pretty gracious enough that I have a wife that I don't know if she enables me or if she's like, if I tell him yes, he'll leave me alone. I don't know what the right answer to that is. I think that she's just an enabler.
I think she's very nice and she wants to see you be happy. Mine will not do that. I wish she would.
I don't think that, Tiger looks and goes, "Hey, I think you should drink bourbon tonight to be happy," by any stretch of the imagination. But she also knows that, like, most of the nights I'll have just a little bit and I'll taste something. Man, that tastes really good. Or, there's some nights where I go a little bit too far, but that happens from time to time.
Far and few in between. It all depends. But your bourbon tasting parties are
yeah. We haven't done one. I think we'll probably wait until after the new year. Got some irons in the fire that we're trying to figure out right now, and then we'll go from there. But I asked Ty to come by is because my wife is so gracious and amazing. She lets me buy bottles, and I picked up 2 new ones, and I think we're going to try both of them on the pod. But one of the things I'm going to talk about is the bourbon itself. So for those of you that aren't familiar with me, we're going to grab this guy first. So if you're not familiar with me, I am a brand whore, and I wear that with a badge of honor. I was introduced to a brand called Penelope probably 3 years ago, and they have a million offerings, everything from $39 4-grain all the way up to a $250. I just found a $250 13
I'm surprised.
Tiger said, "Why didn't you buy it?"
Yeah, I was gonna say normally that gets added to the
Um,
collection real quick.
so we've been through $200 Rio, which is one of their copper series, a little bit on the sweeter end. I like it, but it's not my favorite. Um, we've been through the Havana, which is aged in a rum cask. I've got 9 year, I've got 10 year, I've got weeded. I have a bottle that says "fuck cancer" on it. I have a bottle that's finished in a sherry cask. So I've had the bottles are abound when it comes to Penelope, and this is the brand that I spend the most time trying, and I don't know what it is that they got that got me hooked. But for those of you that aren't familiar with bourbons, um, they're not unique to Kentucky. It's about a corn mash and it has to be 51% corn or more to be considered a bourbon. But they finish them in different ways, whether it's in a like a one shot oak cask or if it's this one is it's called Tokaji cask finish. It's a straight rye whiskey, so this is more rye than corn, and it's finished in a Tokaji wine cask, which is a Japanese wine. So what we'll do is we're going to open it, pour a little bit. I'm going to smell it, and we'll give it a little taste and talk about what the smell and the taste are like. And oh, by the way, please take a look at what Ty and I are drinking our whiskey out of. And yes, that is Marty Moose from Christmas Vacation. Before, when I showed it to Ty, he was like, "Oh, it's a Christmas Story." No, it's not, dumbass.
Wait, I was on the right goddamn fucking path. It was getting there. You know what I meant.
So I feel like Cousin Eddie, I should be outside yelling "shitters full." So for me, the nose up front is it's a little ethanol right? But it gives me a bit of a sweet. Like I get a little bit of sweet on that, like almost like
Yeah. Definitely fucking hits you right in the
a
face.
little cinnamony. Yeah, I get a little cinnamon. And I'll pull up their website and see what their tasting
I was
notes
gonna say,
say, just so everybody's tracking. Um, you know, everything is from a tasting perspective is specific to the individual taste. Like if you haven't watched, there's a really cool documentary called Somm where they watch people go through being a sommelier in wine. So
yes.
they're like, they open this bottle of wine, it smells like fresh tennis balls, and I'm like, who the fuck? Who wants to drink something that tastes like fresh tennis balls?
If you're looking for that type of review from me, you're not gonna get it. I'm normally like
So what did you get on the front of
ethanol and whiskey. That's what I got. Like at high, high alcohol.
It's 110 proof, so it's got a little ass to it. According to their website, the aroma is ripe grape, brown sugar, and honey. I don't get the grape, but I could see
I
the
get
brown sugar, and I get the honey. I don't.
maybe the honey. I can't see any.
You think? I think it's uber smooth. Um, the front was a little bit burny, but it was certainly it's like a full mouth. Like it's
See, but I kind of like the front more than I did the back. Say, or about put that up. Anyway, what I'm saying is the front of it wasn't bad. The finish almost had a friggin' scotch. Almost want to say scotch. It's like a peaty taste at the end of it.
yeah, I get that, but I get a little bit sweet too, so it finishes
Yeah,
like
yeah.
to me a scotch lingers like a cigarette. Like if you smoke a cigarette, it just fucking sits in your mouth. That's what she said. This is more like it finishes, but it doesn't linger.
I don't know. Yeah, no, I can see it. I guess it's
I think
not
it's a, I
bad.
think it's a good drink. Like,
Now, but how often when you do this, are you straight up?
oh yeah,
Are you on the rocks, or
nope.
do
When
you do a couple drops of water to open
nope.
it up?
When I sit at the house and I'm having two fingers, it'll be Son of a bitch. Look, if I'm just having a little bit, I'll just pour it in a glass and drink it.
Yeah.
The bourbon connoisseurs and the guys that spend their whole life spitting it into barrels and shit like that will tell you that you're supposed to put some water in it to open it up, or you put it on an ice cube and drink it on the rocks. I'm very very simple in the sense that like I just want to open the bottle, put it in the thing, and then Tiger and I'll sit on the couch and watch I don't know fucking Big Bang Theory, and I'll have
Yeah.
a couple of sips.
I mean, that's how I've gotten Jenna my wife, to try quite a few of these whiskeys. Is turn around and I'm not saying like dilute the whole thing with water, but put a couple drops in there. It smooths it out a little bit, but you do get a little bit of a different flavor.
That's why a lot of people will use an ice cube and like a big block ice, and as it starts to melt,
right.
it kind of helps open up and bring out the flavors. I don't know. I think that when you do that, it 100% kind of brings down that front where it burns. Like it helps kind of mute that a little bit if you're having a bourbon that burns on the front. So, and we've talked about this in the past. Tell them about the bourbon that you had your guy pick up that tasted like
Oh, geez. I think it was something off TikTok, something or whatever. A friend of ours turned around. He was heading out that way. It's like Western PA, and it's called, I think it was like Devil's Juice #5. uh, and it said it was supposed to be a smoky finish and everything else. Meanwhile, as soon as you pop the bottle, you pour the glass, you hover your nose over it, it tastes like you went down on and started eating out a bonfire. It was absolutely atrocious. No matter how much you tried diluting it, you couldn't get through that.
Do you remember that day then when it was the four of us sitting around and like I poured like this much in a glass and Jeff had a glass and I was like, yeah, this sucks, and I poured it in his.
Yeah.
And he's like, how come my glass keeps getting fuller?
The fact that he kept drinking through it is beyond me. I couldn't even finish mine. I would have rather licked the cat's ass after it took a shit and dragged its asshole through a fucking.
Yeah, it was a tough drink. So like I think what I figured out when it comes to bourbon specifically is that like I find what I like and then I try to stay there, right? So I try to stay in the 90 to 100 proof bourbons. So a little less octane. Of course, I say that, and then the fucking whiskey that we're gonna try, there's 135 proof.
Well, yeah, but it's weird because, like I was saying earlier, there was the black in Metallica's whiskey that was Henderson, Wes Henderson
Oh yeah,
edition. I mean, it was probably sitting around like 116, 120 or something like that. But that finished smooth. I mean, we had that, Whiskey Friday, and that shit was delicious.
answer this question. So Penelope on the Tokaji cask says that the finish is dry oak, peppercorn, apricot, and spice. I can get the apricot, I got the peppercorn, the oak, and spice.
I'd say the oak, spice, peppercorn, not so much on the apricot.
No,
But I mean, the second go around
it's so much better.
it was a hell of a lot better than.
So
I guess you just got to kind of.
if there's any novice
flavor.
whiskey drinkers out there, like if and whiskey I use as a broad stroke, whether it's Scotch, a whiskey like a Jameson, some of the higher end Jamesons, some of the 10, 12, 13-year Jamesons, or even bourbon, even the young bourbons. Sometimes you have to get through that first, like it bites you on the tongue really hard the first time. That's what she said. And then you got to just kind of power through and have another drink and see how it finishes. One of my favorite just getting into bourbons was Woodford Reserve, and it's such a.
And I never could get into that one.
It just to me it starts sweet, it ends sweet, and it's a good $35 bottle of bourbon to have sit around the house. Well, as I refine my taste over time, things get a little bit more expensive, and you start like realizing that there's different things out there, right? Like this Tokaji cask, I would have never picked that up, except a friend of mine down in Charleston was like, "Hey, dude, you got to try this." And we were sitting in his house, and we were getting lubed up a little bit. He's like, "This is pretty good, isn't it?" I was like, "It's great. Let's have another one." Of course, he was drinking a whiskey glass full of fucking tequila, which I can't do.
In me, normally it was Gentleman Jack the whole way, something to just get me absolutely guttered. And
I think for your 40th birthday, we bought you a bottle of double oak, right?
yeah,
Not good.
I didn't.
Not
It
good.
wasn't good. Well, I mean, that's the same thing as What was that one that I bought you for your birthday? It
Oh,
was
the
a
Calmet. That's a
Calmet.
$150 bottle too. And it's trash.
God, that was absolutely fucking disgusting.
Trash. Um, you know, I will say this, and Ty's been to the house. Like, we don't just tie it specifically to Penelope bourbons. Although, as a brand whore, by the way, if Penelope's listening to this, we're okay with taking your merch. You know, like glasses and shit like that.
Yeah,
Uh,
rabbit hole. If you're listening, send me some Derringer stuff.
But I have everything. I have Buffalo Trace, which I'm a Buffalo Trace guy. I think it's a great whiskey. As a matter of fact, Tiger and I are out in the middle of Missouri for our nephew's Army graduation, um, and he's walking around Fort Lost in the woods. You've been there. There's nothing. Did you go to Uranus though?
Not Uranus. I've been to a lot of those
Fudge factories?
Yeah, the red light district.
No, it's not a red light district, jackass.
Oh, my bad. No,
it's legitimately
Jenna, ignore that.
It's legitimately a fudge factory just outside of.
I can't quite say I've been to a fudge factory, nor would I fucking seek to go to a fudge factory.
I might have to put the website in the notes, but literally, it's so if you leave Leonard Wood and head back towards St. Louis,
right,
on 44, is that what it is? 44 out there?
Jesus Christ,
whatever it is.
Yeah, it's
about 4 miles from the base is a place called Uranus Fudge Factory on Route 66.
Yeah, no, I don't even think.
So this fucking guy, when we walk in, he says, "Welcome to Uranus," and Tiger looks at some fudge, and she's like, "Hey, could I get a taste of the?" I think it was like pralines and cream or something like that. And she goes, "Well, I'll take a piece of that." And he looked at me and he goes, "How does she want it? Loose in a box or loose in a bag or tight in her box?" And I was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, fucking welcome to the backwoods. Jesus fuck.
So legitimately, it's a thing. Like, and there's billboards, and they have a couple stores in I want to say Missouri and Indiana. But it's legitimately the Uranus Fudge Factory. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to put the image uh, on the screen later. I don't do post. I don't edit, but I will show you this picture, and you think I'm shitting you, literally. There's the picture.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Again, I still wouldn't go to a place that said fudge factory.
Well, they also have a Uranus liquor store.
Oh, all right.
Where they have, the fudge in the front and liquor in the back. So it was interesting. So we went out there and we enjoyed it. And Ty's been to Fort Leonard Wood, and it is not the nicest place in the world.
No, there isn't a damn thing out there.
There's a lot of open space out there. I'll say this, and then we'll switch to the next, and you'll laugh at this. So Ty and I have both been around the military almost our whole adult lives, and the Air Force is complicated now, isn't it?
A lot more complicated.
So you've never met my nephew, but he's 6'3", 230 now. They may be 220 now. But when he went in the Army, he was like 265, 270. And he's a big dude. Like, he played college football. He was an offensive lineman. And I had kind of lost faith that we had warrior heart. Like, that, like we can legitimately make fun of people still in the military and shit. And then I went to Army basic training. So this kid, he's the tallest kid in the back of the formation. And Tiger goes to sign him out. This is, you fuck, can't make this up. I wish she was sitting here so she could shake her head. She said, "You're here to sign out Specialist Tiger's last name." And she yells, "Green Mile, get your ass up here."
See, that's the shit I miss. We can't even have that anymore.
So as all of it, like the families are going to sign out their soldiers to go out to their family day, there's a E6 staff sergeant he is like, he's the guy.
Yeah.
And he's walking in front of the formation. All the parents, like, this isn't Air Force, like, where they put you in a standoff distance and you can only see everybody from a distance, and then you got to walk to the visitor center and all that shit. No. We're fucking, like, walking around the formation as they're in formation, waiting to get released to the family. And this staff sergeant's walking around, and there's fucking hundreds of family members. You go ahead and fuck up, and I promise you I will kill you fucking dead. And I looked at Tiger. This was my exact words when he graduated. I said, I want to put my uniform back on.
Right. Well, I mean, that's you were a couple of years, well, quite a few, what, 5 maybe before I joined?
What year did you come in?
Oh, 02?
10.
Oh, that was close. I mean, give or take 5 years.
I came in 92.
Even still, when I came in, went through basic and everything else, I mean, friggin' my TI's looking at me so fucking cross-eyed. You can look down A Bay and B Bay at the same fucking
Yeah.
time. Telling me I'm not getting low enough doing push-ups and drive a heel into my friggin' back until my chest caves in. Well, you can't fucking do that shit anymore. Need to. But we can't.
I'd venture to say that I think that we'll get closer. I don't think we'll ever get back to that because,
Before or after the timeout cards.
well, they don't exist anymore, so that's always a win. I think that we'll eventually get back to a place where you'll have that you're a military member and you're part of something bigger than yourself as opposed to being here for yourself and your selfish reasons. And I think that um, it's starting to get that way. Uh, from watching the news, there's a lot of pacing things going on in the world right now, and we have to make sure the American military is ready to at least protect what it needs to protect, and that's is what it is. And I haven't lost faith in the system yet. And I think there's still a lot of good leaders out there. It's just a matter of finding the right ones at the right time.
As long as we're not burning them out, pushing them out.
Unfortunately, that's what happens these days. Specifically at the higher ranks, you do your 20 years and bounce, or you do your active duty service commitment. Hey, I'm a chief or sergeant major or master chief in the Navy, and I have a commitment for 3 years, so I'm only going to do my 3 years. And if I'm over 20, I'm going to bounce. But it is what it is, and the military was, and always shall be a young person's game.
Oh, yeah. Definitely nothing I can do anymore. Jeez, I'm held together with fucking bubble gum and duct tape.
Well, I'm duct tape and baling wire, so
Yeah.
we're both on the wrong end of that fucking thing.
No
All right.
bueno.
So, now that we're done pontificating about, how the Air Force was great when Ty and I were there, and they can't win wars now because, well, the real warriors are gone, we're going to drink to the Air Force, but we're going to do it with an American light whiskey, and I'm not sure that light whiskey is the right thing to say about this. So this is, it's legitimately a 17-year Penelope aged whiskey. It is 138 proof. So for all of you that don't know, why did I scare the shit out of you? Oh, that was Tiger walking by saying we scared the shit out of her. That's for me. We're gonna give this whiskey a taste. Uh, I don't know if it's whiskey or bourbon, but it calls it an American light whiskey. So it's going to be more
At
whiskey.
138 proof.
138 proof.
108.
And Jack Daniels is somewhere around 95, 100 proof, I guess.
Yeah, I'd say about 96.
So we'll be very conservative with this pour. What do you get?
It's for 138. There's not much of an ethanol smell.
It's a 17 year, so it should be very, very smooth. Wow, I get like it's a nose full. This is a full nose of whiskey. Like it.
But it's not a burn though.
Uh,
I get oaky.
I get uber oak, and I get a little smoke, just a little.
I'll let you take the first sip.
Oh, that's fucking good.
Yeah.
That is really good. Um, you ever drink? You've drank Jack like a single barrel?
Cinnamony taste.
Yes.
At the end.
Like if you've drank a single barrel Jack, like a $70 bottle
Yeah, yeah.
of single barrel Jack, it takes Jack to a different level. Um, this to me, I, I almost feel like it doesn't even have a lingering taste. It You get a little cinnamon. I get a little bit of the flavor of a good solid whiskey, and then it disappears.
I've got a little bit of a burn on the back of the throat, but not anything like severe.
Are you sure that's not something else? Syphilis?
Could be. Again, I don't know. God knows what I run into.
That is really tasty.
It's very full.
All right, now all of you folks that are listening to this isn't some shit that you buy and then mix with Coke.
No, no. Leave that to your Canadian whiskey.
This is like your sipping whiskey. Like I was just telling Tiger yesterday or the day before. Like I see my life at retirement, right? Often women beach in the afternoon, wine by the fire at night.
That sounds like an American dream. I'll take some of it.
Well, it comes in a fucking whiskey bottle.
Oh yeah, as soon as you pass out.
I could foresee us being there probably in the next 3 to 5 years. Like that's what I strive to do. And I think we'll get there. But God, this is the kind of whiskey that you want to sit around a campfire with. And I don't like campfires, so it would be a solo stove in my backyard, so we don't get any fucking smoke on us, and just sit back there, and you could just enjoy a conversation with random people, and that is a good whiskey that you could sip. And I bet you
that you're not going to shoot back and just slam after slam.
No. This is one of those, like, this is a classy bottle. Like,
yeah.
This isn't one of those, hey, come on, let's go see if we can fucking finish this motherfucker tonight. No, this is a classy bottle of booze, man, and it's actually very, very good. I'm actually very happy. So my guy, I'm gonna plug his business. I guess it's Mount Holly. It's called Cork and Bottle, in the Acme Shopping Plaza on High Street. Has probably, in my estimation, one of the top 5 bourbon collections in the state of New Jersey. And because Tiger went in there first and was looking for something specific for me, he's kept both of us kind of in the loop on what's going on when bourbons come in and what's going to be available. And he saw this bottle. He got 3 of them, and he held one aside for me, and he held it for like 4 days because I hadn't gone in. So he's spectacular to us, and he's opening a new place.
Closer? Or?
No, listen. All right. You got here, and if you went out Fort Dix housing, there used to be a bar called the Terrace Inn.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Me and my roommate, who may or may not watch this, back in the 90s, he was a bartender there, and I would go in there with a $20 bill, and I would drink till I couldn't see anymore. And then he'd close up, and we'd go home, and he just took the 20 and put it in his pocket, and we did okay. He worked at TI's as a bartender for a couple of years. Excuse me. And so he bought TI's, and he's turning it into a liquor store, but he's going to have it also as a tasting room.
That's what I was about to ask, because there was, I come ill prepared. The wife went down, I want to say, somewhere in Washington Township. There's a whiskey bourbon place down there that's got this plethora of bourbons down there. And it's got nothing but tasting bars. And that's where I got that last one for the friend of ours. It was like Louisville, Kentucky, Louisville something whiskey. That was a freaking superb whiskey.
So I'll tell you what's very funny is, and I've never seen it here, but there's a place in Bowling Green, Kentucky, where I really started buying bourbons. And Tiger and I, every time we go back, we'll go in there and see if they have anything off the wall. Right in the middle of the liquor store, it is a liquor store. They have beer, they have wine, they have bourbon, they have all of the. Right in the middle of the fucking liquor store is a bar, and they have all of the bourbons that they have, that like they're higher end bourbons, and you could go taste them for $1.60 or $2 a pour.
Oh, that ain't bad.
Yeah, here's the problem. We were in there the last time, and I think you and I did I try the 4 branches with you?
Yes.
Very good bourbon.
And I think you bought me a bottle.
I
of
did
that
bring you a
stuff.
bottle. It's a very good bourbon.
Absolutely phenomenal.
And I'll plug them because that's a military veteran company. So Four Branches is owned by four dudes that
Yeah.
were all in each
Coast
branch of the
Guard,
service.
you realize you were left out of that. You're not a real branch.
Homeland Security. Uh, but anyway, I was looking at a bourbon. I forget which one it was. It might have been the Bardstown I was talking to you about. I wanted to taste it again because we only tasted it, a month and a half before in the distillery. But guess what? All the seats at the bar were fucking taken. At like fucking 3 o'clock in the afternoon on like a Wednesday. Like, what the? How does this happen?
Drunks. If you go to the bars that I go to, that are really, it's not a.
So we'll plug a couple of Ty's. So Ty loves the old Pine Barrens bars.
Oh yeah.
I think the last picture I saw was you at the Plumstead.
So yeah, I was at Plumstead,
Which is Plumstead Township, but it's just outside of New Egypt.
yeah, right off 530.
It's 539.
Yeah. So that one's not bad. Billy Boys.
You do Billy Boys on 72.
You will miss it. Like if you are not paying attention, all you're ever gonna see is a wall in a gas station, but you'll skip right over.
Isn't there another bar right down the street from that too?
Someone else bought it. They're trying to reopen back up, but they're kind of dicking around with the township or something like that. Right
Well,
now.
so for those of you that aren't familiar with the state of New Jersey, if you buy the business and it doesn't have an already preordained liquor license, it is a dumpster fire to try to get through it. So the guy that owns Cork and Bottle bought TI's because it already had a liquor license associated to it. So it just made it easier for him to do that. You do all kinds of like motorcycle. You ride your motorcycle and just fucking hit randos.
I'm all over the place between northern New Jersey all the way down South Jersey. Just
What's your favorite?
Probably have to say the Golden Nugget down in Berlin. So my my wife's got a coworker or had a previous coworker down there. She's working as a bartender. I'll give her a plug. So you go down there Saturday night, honky tonk night. It's a high class, trashy ass bar, but it's fucking great. Go down there. You ask Kaylee for a. Jeez, now I'm gonna pull a brain fart on this. But a barrel bomb. Ask her for a barrel bomb. You're gonna put that back, and you're gonna do about like 8 more of those, and then you're crawling through the gravel parking lot all the way home. But it's nice. They got great food. They're open in the morning. They do breakfast.
Yeah, because that's the fucking last thing most people need is a
look.
good Bloody Mary leading into a barrel bomb or 13.
Hey, all I'm saying is Kelly's. If you go up towards Neptune, open at 7 o'clock in the morning. You take a nice ride and leave about 2 hour ride, and you get up there and have a Bloody Mary at 7 o'clock in the morning with your Taylor ham or pork roll, whatever you fucking want to call it around here.
Listen, you guys could drop it in the comments. Is it Taylor ham or is it pork roll?
It's Taylor ham. I'm probably gonna get an ass beat too.
I hear a lot of people tell you it's pork roll.
Potato. I'm a scrapple guy anyway, so.
Jesus Christ. You want to talk about that? So Tiger calls Taylor ham or pork roll. She calls it fucking fried bologna.
Well,
I'm not going to say she's wrong.
It's pretty much the same taste.
I haven't exposed her to Scrapple yet because it's fucking disgusting.
Oh, you gotta go to Bringhurst. Bringhurst has got some fucking great scrapple.
Yeah, that's like having fucking. That's like being the smartest kid with Down syndrome.
Yeah,
I got good Scrapple.
You go straight for the fucking where they slaughter the pigs. That's the fucking best part. You don't
I'm good, and I think the Tiger would be okay without Scrapple.
Yeah.
She did hogshead cheese and shit like that when she was growing up. Or what the hell they call it?
Oh, Christ, Mike.
I can't think of it. Oh yeah, souse meat. That's where they use like everything. It's like Scrapple uses most of the pig, but they leave like the dick out. Souse meat, you're getting the dick.
You're getting pig snout, fucking ears, you get fucking a little bit of hoof.
So that's one of the unique parts about where we live in New Jersey is there's a little bit of everything. I will say this, Ty, because I do try to keep this wrapped up to about 30 minutes. I do want you to come back again. We won't do a bourbon taste, and we'll just bullshit and talk about things, and not necessarily Air Force. I need you to get up to speed on your hockey because the Flyers and the Rangers both are not
Jesus.
playing very good
They're fucking
hockey.
playing like dog shit. That's why I kind of fucking stopped watching after a while. Especially with the whole betting fucking thing. That's been
Oh, it's so bad. Like, you know what? Maybe that's what we'll talk about is like legal betting on sports. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
I mean, of course, it sounded fucking good at up front, but now you get everybody's dick beaters into it, and now
Well,
it feels like it's ruining the game.
look at what happened to
You
the
watch
coach of
certain
the.
plays, and you know they fucking threw that side.
Well, it's not even that. It's the coach from basketball. Is it
Oh,
Chauncey Billups, who's
yeah,
just had to bail himself out? It was like $5 million or
yeah,
whatever the hell it
fucking
was.
something stupid. It's I don't know.
And then
Hockey's right there. It doesn't look like it's being sabotaged. I'm trying to get back into it, but if you're a Flyers fan, we're all getting tired of fucking saying maybe next year.
well, I'll say this, and we'll put a pin on it. I think that Rick Tocchet, who's the coach of the Flyers, who was a winger for the Flyers in the 80s and early 90s, who got caught up in a betting scandal out in Phoenix. I think Rick Tocchet's the real deal, and I think if you give him a couple of years, he'll do some things. He was a tough as nails son of a bitch when he played hockey in the 90s, man. So I think he'll bring that brand of hockey back to Philadelphia. But the talent just isn't there the same way that it is with some of these teams, specifically the ones out west. So, let's give it a couple weeks, maybe right after the new year. We'll come back. We'll get caught up on a little bit of hockey. I think the Rangers are playing in Miami at one of those fucking outdoor games. I don't know how they're going to pull that off in 70-degree weather, but we'll see how that goes.
It'll be interesting, but I'm tired of seeing the fucking South win hockey fucking cups. So
That makes two of us. So, hey, thanks everybody for listening, and we'll tune in again soon. See you soon.